Thank you for waiting, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, thank you very much for joining us at the Vision Network by Women Governors and Mayors. The sixth Vision Network by Women Governors and Mayors starts now. And I'm going to be your MC, Yuka Tanimoto. Very nice to meet you all. I would like to make a few housekeeping announcements. This program is simultaneously translated into English. If you wish to listen to English translation, please refer to the web page of our site. Please refrain from recording or taking a photo, and also the screenshot of the presentation material. Now, the female mayors and governors to share the initiatives they are implementing in their respective municipalities to encourage the active participation of women in their respective field. Furthermore, female ambassadors and business leaders from all over Japan will exchange opinions and information on measures to realize sustainable society and regional revitalization that incorporate women's perspective. Through Vision Network, we will form a common understanding of the promotion of women and increase the momentum in all areas of societies in the aim to realize future in which women shine and a society that is inclusive. This year, we will promote the various programs under the theme of the investment to empower women and realization of an inclusive world. Well, continuing from last year, the Vision Network Online Marché will be held until the end of January 2025, featuring local governments participating in the Vision Network with their own specialty products. Please take advantage of this opportunity to purchase special products from the towns of Womanji nationwide with free shipping on purchase of 2,980 yen or more. Now, I would like to take a liberty of introducing the participants. When I call on your name, please stand up. When I call up your name, please recognize. Let me read out your names. First of all, Tokyo, Governor of Tokyo, Ms. Yuriko Koike. Miyagi Prefecture, Kurokawa County, Ms. Hiromi Ogawa. Yamagata Prefecture, Mayor of Yuza, Ms. Yumi Matsunaga. Tochigi Prefecture, the Mayor of Tochigi, Ms. Hideko Okawa. Gunma Prefecture, the Mayor of Shinto-mura, Ms. Chiharu Minami. Saitama Prefecture, Mayor of Hasuda, Ms. Kyoko Yamaguchi. Chiba Prefecture, Mayor of Takomachi, Ms. Tomiko Hirayama. Tokyo, the city mayor of Koto City, Ms. Tomoka Okubo. Tokyo City Mayor of Shinagawa, Ms. Kyoko Morisawa. Tokyo Mayor of Kodaira, Ms. Yoko Kobayashi. Tokyo Mayor of Hinode, Ms. Misako Tamura. Tokyo Mayor of Miyakemura, Ms. Akiko Yamataka. Kanagawa Prefecture, Mayor of Zama, Ms. Mito Sato. Osaka, Mayor of Ikeda, Ms. Tomoko Takizawa. Osaka, Mayor of Daito, Ms. Nobuko Osaka. Okayama, the Mayor of Kasaoka, Ms. Noriko Kurio. Kochi Prefecture, Mayor of Ino, Ms. Makiko Ikeda. Okinawa Prefecture, Mayor of Nakagusuku, Ms. Asano Higa. And then the mayors who are coming online are, when I call up your name, please recognize it. Hokkaido, Mayor of Rusutsu, Ms. Hisako Sato. Aomori Prefecture, Mayor of Sotogahama, Ms. Yuriko Yamazaki. Tokyo, Mayor of Higashi Yamato, Ms. Hitomi Wachi. From Aichi Prefecture, Mayor of Hekinan, Ms. Yukiko Koike. Well, thank you very much for joining us today. Please take your seats.
それでは続きまして本日ご
Now, I would like to introduce the leaders who are not able to come here physically due to her businesses.
.また本日ご出席予定でした栃木県野木町
Tochigi Prefecture, who were supposed to be here, were not able to come. So now we would like to move on to the opening remarks. Co-chair of Vision Network, Ms. Yuriko Koike, the governor of Tokyo, will give a few words of greetings. Governor Koike, please. Hello, everyone. I am the mayor of Tokyo. I am Yuriko Koike. So, this is the 6th Vision Network by women governors and mayors. And the co-chair today, you were not able to attend because there has been a flood. So there are only 2 governors in Japan, and we serve as co-chair. And also women governors and mayors, business leaders, thank you very much for coming. And also, every year, we also have women ambassadors. And once again, I would like to express my gratitude for taking time out of your busy schedule. And Also, Minister of State in charge of advancement of women's role, Ms. Junko Mihara, is to attend, and we're expecting a supporting message from her later on.
Now, ladies, welcome to the 6th Vision Network meeting. Thank you very much for your participation. And I wish to thank the mayors and governors and business executives and ambassadors for taking the time to participate today. So, Minister Mihara Junko is also scheduled to come and give a message of encouragement. さて、この会場でございますけれども、
So this venue, we're at Japan Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and we're renting this hall, and the name is Shibusawa Hall. This hall was named after first president of TCCI, and this is a 10,000 yen banknote, and you can see Ichi Shibusawa. And also when it comes to banknotes, a 5,000 yen banknote. Yes, Mieko Tsuda, who have established Tsuda University, and 1,000 yen, Shibusaburo Kitasato. So, 16,000 yen, yes. This came from my wallet, yes. So, the father of Japanese capitalism, Eiichi Shibusawa, his portrait is used on new 10,000 yen banknote, and Mr. Shibusawa was very passionate about women's education. So he was involved in establishing Tokyo Jogakkan and Japan Women's University, as you all know. And also Mieko Tsuda, as you know, she has been a pioneer in women's education. So they were visionaries. But it seems like the society is not catching up with the ideas of these great visionaries. And this Vision Network, this is the 6th of its kind. And Governor Yoshimura, with her, we launched a Vision Network. That was back in 2019. And we only had 36 governors and mayors. But after 5 years, plus 28. So now we have a total of 64 women governors and mayors in Japan. Yes, that's something to welcome, but the goal is far away because in Japan, the local governments, we have more than 1,700. So there's a long way to go. So the heads of female, the ratio now stands at 3.6%. So we have to change this situation. So we want more colleagues. And through Vision Network, we would like to discuss how we can go about doing it. So we only have very few women involved in decision-making process. I was talking to Ambassador of Mexico, and the President of Mexico is a female. And there are 11 ministers, and half of them are male, yes. So, in case of Tokyo, the council members of Tokyo Metropolitan Government must be represented both gender by more than 40%. So now, our female ratio is 46%. We're close to half, and I am now into the 3rd term now, and I want to support women's empowerment, so setting up ordinances, and also income bottleneck. We hope to come up with stronger measures against it. And next week on the 15th, we're almost there, but the flag bearer of women's advancement. So it has been after 4 years, Akiko Matsumoto is here with us. She will be appointed as vice governor on the 15th next week. So turbulent times. Yes, thank you very much. Turbulent times are opportunities for the game change. So we want to leverage the power of women. So half of the population is a female. So we need to take advantage of women's power meaning that there are ample growth for opportunities to improve Japan. And also, the theme is investment to empower women and realization of an inclusive world. So we will be discussing about issues and challenges and initiatives of Japan. I hope that today's session will turn out to be a productive. Thank you so much. And as always, women ambassadors and from Jordan, Lina-san has been appointed as Minister of Tourism, so we'll be leaving Japan soon. Thank you very much.
So,
this is the sixth Vision Network by women governors and mayors. I would like to declare the opening. I hope that you will be able to enjoy, and that was my opening remarks. Thank you very much.
Koike知事、ありがとうございました。
Governor Koike, thank you very much. And she gave us a very strong, encouraging message that the era is now for women. So that was the opening speech. Next, again, the co-chair of VisionNet from Yamagata Prefecture, Governor Yoshimura, as Koike-san mentioned, she will be greeting us via a video message.
皆様、こんにちは。
Hello, everyone. I am Mieko Yoshimura, Governor of Yamagata Prefecture. I would like to first and foremost thank Governor Koike for sending her staff to Yamagata Prefecture to help us with the heavy rain disaster. Now, because of your support, Vision Network of Women's Governors and Mayors is in its 6th year. Many of you that have endorsed the purpose of this conference are with us today. I would like to thank you for your participation. I do wish I could have met you all, but I am very sorry that I could not be present this time. In order to realize a sustainable and vibrant society, it is essential that women, who make up half of the population, also fully demonstrate their abilities and play an active role. We believe that it is a great loss to society if women are not able to fully demonstrate their abilities. According to the Gender Gap Index 2024 published by the World Economic Forum, Japan continues to stagnate at 118th place out of 146 countries. In order for Japan to achieve sustainable development in the midst of declining birth rates and population, it is important to realize a society in which everyone, regardless of age, gender, disability, nationality, sexual orientation, and gender identity, can maximize their individuality and abilities and realize happiness. To achieve this, persistent efforts toward the realization of gender equality are indispensable. In order to overcome these challenges, as the leader of the Gender Equality Project Team of the National Governors Association, I have compiled a proposal for the realization of gender equality and the realization of a society where each individual can experience happiness, and I am strongly pitching this to the central government. Today, keynote speeches and panel discussions are scheduled under the theme of investment to empower women and realization of an inclusive world. I do believe that they will prove to be helpful in your future endeavors. I strongly hope that all of you who are attending today will take this conference as an opportunity to work together to lead Japan toward a future where everyone, women and men, can flourish. In conclusion, I sincerely hope that today's conference will be fruitful for all participants. I wish you all the best.
吉村知事、ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much, Governor Yoshimura. Now moving on, the organizer of this event, the President, the Ken Kobayashi, Japan Tokyo Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
皆さんこんにちは。
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Kobayashi, President of Japan Tokyo Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate Governor Koike of Tokyo and all those involved for their efforts in holding this Vision Network today. I believe that it is truly meaningful for those of you who play leading roles in your respective region to exchange views and deepen unity in promoting advancement of women. Since assuming office as president, I have been visiting not only Tokyo, but also other parts of Japan to directly listen to the issues faced by small and medium-sized business owners, believing that we must meet the people working in the field and discuss the matters important for them. Right now, the shortage of labor force has never been more serious, and it has become a common management issue regardless of the size of company or type of industry. The situation will inevitably become even more difficult as the working-age population continues to decline. And it will be difficult for companies to continue their operations if they just rely on compensating for labor shortage through new hires. Therefore, it is very important to diversify the workforce, including women. According to a Chamber of Commerce and Industry survey, more than 80% of companies feel the need for career support for women, while nearly half of them are not sufficiently addressing this issue. I would like to promote the development of an environment that a diverse workforce can play an active role in cooperation with not only our member company, but also with government agencies. By the way, in July of this year, a 10,000 yen bill was issued with the portrait of Mr. Eiichi Shibusawa, the first president of Tokyo Chamber of Commerce and Industry. He was involved in creating more than 500 companies and engaged in establishing Japan's first female university, Japan Women's University. In his book, Analects and Abacus, Shibusawa wrote that women should be given the same talent, wisdom, and morals as men, and that they should help each other as citizens. As you know, the new 5,000 yen bill features a portrait of Ms. Umeko Tsuda, a pioneer in women's education in Japan. And I believe that we have a unique opportunity to connect the spirits of these great individuals who made efforts to improve the status and success of women at the dawn of Meiji era. I strongly hope that the presentations by the leaders in attendance today will serve as an opportunity to further promote the advancement of women and create the next generation of leaders. In conclusion, I would like to conclude my remarks by expressing my hope that this network will be meaningful for all the participants. Thank you very much.
小林会頭ありがとうございました。さあそれではこれより基調
Thank you
講
very
演
much.
および応援メ
Now
ッセージ
we
準
would
備を
like
行い
to
ただきま
prepare
す
for
ので、
keynote
このま
speech
まし
and
ばらくお
supporting
待ちください
messages.
ませ。
So
そ
please
してステー
give
ジ
us
に
a
ご登
few
壇いただきました
seconds.
女性市長の皆
And
様、本当にあ
for
りがとうご
women
ざいました。
governors and mayors
どうぞ
on the
ごご覧
stage,
くださいませ。
thank you very much. If you could kindly step down. Thank you.
伊野町は自然豊かな
町で仁淀川という清流日本一になった川が流れてますので、その恵みを受けて農産物もまた果物も大変おいしいものがあります。私町長になった時に女性町長サミットに本当に楽しみにして行ったんです。女性町長先輩たちにどうやって乗り切ってきたかとか、そういったお話が伺えて、とても勇気をもらって力をもらったことやったんですよ。世の中男性と女性が半分半分なんで、両方の視点がないとダメなので、そこのバランスだと思っていて、私が女性であるから女性職員も意見を言いやすくなっているんじゃないかなと思っています。就任して1、2年の間に女性の管理職を 30% まで引き上げることができたんですけれども、女性の意識を変えることはもとより男性の意識を変えていかなきゃと思っています。今伊野町の男性の育児休業の取得率は8割にちょっと足らないぐらいなんですけれども、とても良いことだと思っています。みんなで力を合わせて女性の活躍を推進していかないといけないなって思っているところなんです。伊野町は風光明媚なところもある町です。もう本当にぜひお越しください。
それでは皆様大変お待たせいたしました。
Thank you very much for waiting. We now would like to have a keynote speech. The speaker is a former executive director of the Bank of Japan, director of Toyota Industries Corporation, Tokiko Shimizu. Ms. Shimizu, the floor is yours. Hello, everyone. Thank you for the introduction. I am Tokiko Shimizu. First of all, I would like to extend my gratitude to Ms. Koike for this opportunity. I understand that this Vision Network is holding this conference for the 6th time. That is wonderful. Also, at BOJ, I have worked and had experience. So based on this experience, I'd like to talk about how women's empowerment is seen from outside of Japan and what are potential initiatives that could be undertaken. So as you can see on the slide,
Here and now というのが通常の
it says here and now. That's what it should say. But when it comes to now, we are still behind. So I have changed from now to then. So I'd like to talk about some of the insights into the future. So this photo, at BOJ, I was working as assistant governor, working, and I have took part in various international conferences, and I have met with these wonderful women leaders on the left-hand side. My counterpart of deputy members, assistant governor of central banks, and at G7, when we go to deputy conferences, half of them are female. And if you become governor on the right-hand side, Ms. Ragald, ECB, I had an opportunity to talk with her. So Ms. Ragald, and there are others who are have made their advancement into the financial stage. So that was my impression as I assumed the position. And from them, wow, assistant governor from Japan. So they welcomed me heartwarmingly. So every time I went to conferences and seminars, I had received a lot of support from them. So I'd like to talk about 2 points of what I felt. So the second person from the right. So BIS, she is the vice governor of BIS. When I met her, she was from the Central Bank of Switzerland, vice governor. And all of a sudden, she said, when I met her, there's a proposal. So at conferences, let's echo each other. So that's what she said. Echo meaning joining in the opinion, supporting the opinion, and endorsing those opinions. So often used as you start your comment. So as I look around the meeting room, yes, men tend to echo men. So Andrea, she said, as much as possible, if there are comments made by female that you have same opinion with, you should echo. Then you'll be able to take the initiative in the dialogue and discussions. So that's what she said. So if there are people who are making similar comments as I always said, for instance, like I echo what, let's say, Andrea said. So there tend to be few women in the conference room, but it seems like it had worked. So at G7 or G20, at these important meetings and conferences, of course, the number may be small in terms of comparing with male, but trying to create a flow of the dialogue. And this actually echoing did indeed help. And another thing that I realized, so often said 30% club. So executive board member of female, so try to raise the percentage to 30%. And TSC in Japan also came up with this rule. When I was in London, there was a club called 3% Club. And Ms. Koike earlier mentioned that out of the governors and mayors, there's only 3.6%. So this is very unfortunate. Yes, there are clubs far from reaching 30%. So when I went to meetings or conferences in London, yes, there were a lot of 3% clubs. And there was a lady from Saudi Arabia, and she was saying that this was a 3% club. We should increase the number of females. But Saudi Arabia, starting from this year, now we can get a driver's license issued. So that was back in like 2017. And she asked me whether we women can drive in Japan. So people tend to think that in Japan there are restrictions on females. So I said, no, in Japan already many women drive around town in cars. And then she asks, okay, then why do you belong to this 3% club? So from overseas, there are a lot of female who has potential and who are not socially restricted, but end up having a lot of these 3% club.
そういう中で私はいつも国際会議で感じていた日本への
Given this backdrop, I did always also feel the respect to Japan from outside. One is the power of people, and the second is ability to manufacture and produce goods. Not only manufacturing industry, but let's say transportation, train operations. So very strict timetable. The bullet trains are running, and also home delivery. Every 2 hours, you can define the goods to be delivered to your home. So this last mile in Japan is said to be awesome, regardless of any meeting that you go to. So, which means that the power or the capability that we have in Japan are being respected, and we should be proud of this. So that's what I feel whenever I go and participate in international conferences. But as Ms. Koike was saying, in this turbulent times, yes, we do have a lot of uncertainties, and this power has not been utilized. We're not tapping into these capabilities enough. I belong to Toyota Yamagata Industries Corporation. I'm a board member there, and they are manufacturer. So on the field, they manufacture goods, and on the field, I don't necessarily see enough female power. So I left BOJ back in May this year, and I launched a business, a startup in Japan. So leaving BOJ and starting your business, it may be rare, but I want to link this number one and number two power. So that's what I am trying to do through this startup. And the reason why I decided to start my business was, as you can see on the left-hand side, when at the age of 15, and this is about Japan, regardless of male or female, the literacy of science were number one, in fact, both boys and girls. So this is wonderful. So when it comes to educational challenges that the world faces, it's about how to educate young people when they're children and they're teens. And many countries are struggling. But fortunately, 15-year-olds in Japan, they have top-class science literacy. Okay, then how many of these people end up working in the manufacturing, the politics, and academia? And as you can see towards the right, there are only 7% of female which majors science amongst OECD. So we need to do something about this. So that is why I decided to launch my business. And you can see the one on the far left, on the far right about the survey. So maybe I'm not smart enough for STEM. So maybe I'm getting good grades, but maybe I don't have much opportunity to demonstrate my skills. So that's what many girls are thinking.
So what does this mean? It is not about competency. It's about this bias that many people have. And when I listen to many people in the household, my daughter's math grades are very good, but will she move on to engineering? The parents say in a negative connotation that maybe not, or even if the daughter chooses to pursue a STEM study, she's told that after graduation she may not have the platform to flourish and to execute her STEM capabilities. So it's true that here in Japan we do have to extend the opportunity for education for the young, but at the same time, moving on to college and then moving on to the workplace, we need to support these people to make sure that they make that smooth transition. And so this is the ecosystem that I do want to create with these thoughts in mind. And especially here in Japan, we have the corporations, the individual women, as well as the education sites. But I want to connect all three, and because the connectivity amongst these three is still quite weak. Just last week, we had a boot camp gathering just women engineers. Approximately 30 women attended from major corporations. And we discussed why they were still the minority. It was quite a vivid and active discussion. There were two findings. The first, throughout grade school and middle school, for instance, polishing steel or creating screws with her father. And they say that they had this really interesting experience. They would do DIY. They love creating furniture, they would say. So this experience at a very young age, during grade school and middle school, perhaps that experience or offering that experience is missing or lacking when you move on to high school or college. And when I was still at school, girls had to pursue domestic science, and then the boys would learn DIY. But having that opportunity to learn about, for instance, STEM or science or math at a very young age would become or is quite important. Now, the second important finding through this discussion was how do you sustain your motivation? So the members that attended mentioned this. You join a company and women engineers, only maybe 10% at the most, and at the lower end, it's about a few percentage points. And so they feel challenges every day. So for instance, how can they sustain their motivation after they return from maternity leave or when they're in their 30s and 40s? They say that it's very difficult to keep that momentum. So again, how do we offer that opportunity and create that sustainable momentum, I think is something that we need to tap into. Now, this young experience in offering that platform at a young age, we have with us many leaders. We have ministers as well in the room. So again, Japan is strong with transport and construction and telco and manufacturing. And so create that early experience to make sure that we can keep that flow of good talent, and I do hope that I can join hands with the mayors and governors. Now, moving on to the motivation, I would like to say a network is extremely important. For instance, the Vision Network is one, as well as the engineering network amongst women is also critical. And not just that, it goes into art, it's about medical as well. So in other words, throughout these various sectors, creating that network does elevate motivation, and it is happening. And from the outside, after I left BOJ, and I mentioned this is what I'm trying to do, and my counterparts say that they want to join in, they want to support. I've been receiving comments and support from the US, from Germany. So again, at a young age, create that early experience, which will lead to something that you want to take up as a profession in the future. And once you do embark on a profession, to sustain that motivation, we need a network. So these two, hopefully I can join hands with the leaders in this room and pursue this as well. So these findings that I mentioned, as well as the challenges that we need to overcome, I described to you. And lastly, I did study engineering, but I joined the BOJ, and 30 plus years I was working at the BOJ, had nothing to do with engineering. But approximately 40 years since I was at the BOJ, perhaps that's why I'm learning this, because this type of work perhaps does not continue or lead into a work that actually drives economics and so forth. And also, this might probably come up in the discussion as well, but again, society does have a bias towards women that pursue a STEM career as well. So I do hope that such a network will provide the platform for offering early experiences and creating that network. And because the youth here in Japan are extremely talented, I do hope that all of this will connect to a strong ecosystem. So I would once again like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak with you, and I do hope that today's session will prove to be fruitful for every one of you. Thank you.
清水様どうもありがとうございました。
Ms. Shimizu, thank you very much. So she mentioned about the stems and the strengths of the capability of Japanese girls, and we have a great potential. And I hope that you will create network yourself. Thank you very much.
さあそれでは続きまして、
Now, next
内
speaker
閣府特命
is
担当
from
大
the
臣
Cabinet
ミハラ
Secretariat.
純子様より
The
応援
State
メッセージを
Minister,
頂戴したい
Ms.
と思い
Junko
ます。
Mihara, will also give
それ
us
では
the supporting speech. Ms.
よろしくお願い
Mihara,
申し上げます。
floor is yours.
Good
afternoon, everyone.
紹介をいただきま
Thank
し
you
た
very much for your
参議院の
introduction.
ミハラ
My
純子でござい
name
ま
is
す。
Junko
本
Mihara.
日は第6回になられると
This
い
is
うこと
the
で、
sixth
女性
Vision
議長の
Network
皆
by
様方の
women governors and
ビ
mayors.
ジョンネットワークという今もお話を聞かせていただ
I
きました
was
が、
listening to the previous
このような
speaker,
素晴らしい
and
正解に
I'm
開催されておりますこと
happy
心よりお喜びを申し上げたい
and
と思
also
います。
congratulate the holding of this wonderful
今
network
回小池都知事
conference.
にお声掛けを
So
いただい
Governor
て、こうして
Koike
ご挨拶する
asked
機
me
会を
to
頂戴いたし
come
ました。
to this network and then say a few words. Thank you very much, Ms. Koike.
私は小池都知事が
Governor
まだ
Koike,
衆議院議員でいらした時
when
に
she was a
一緒に
parliamentarian,
活動させていただいていて、
I was
可愛がって
working
いた
with
だいた
her,
と
and
言ってもいいの
she
かなという
took
ふうに
care of me
思っております
as I was
様々な
a
活動を
new
一緒に行
parliamentarian.
ってまいりました。
So we worked together in many
特に
projects,
婚活議連
especially for the 婚活 association or the association to protect animals. And Governor Koike was a chair, and I assumed the position of the chair in different initiatives and committees. And she taught me many things, and I cannot forget about one thing. 8-9 years ago, this is my very personal story, but I was at the second general election. Well, before that, I was the parliamentarian of the upper house for 6 years, and after that, I was in the Kanagawa prefecture, and the 8-9 years ago that I came up as the candidate there, and the Governor Koike came to Odawara and took almost one day to speak for me. And Governor Koike was the previous day of the announcement of Ms. Koike would be once again running for the governmental election of Tokyo metropolitan area. So there were so many journalists came in. But Ms. Koike said, "I promised you to come and then talk to you." So very important day, previous day of her announcement, she still came to Odawara to give talk for me. When I remember, I really feel so moved by her gesture. So I feel really I owe her a lot. And since then, I've been always chasing her as a parliamentarian and statesman. And I try to catch up with her, but she's always making more progress so that I cannot really catch up with her. But I really continue to learn from her. October the 1st, I became the state minister. I am in charge of the policies related to children and also the declining birth rate issues and the youth empowerment, and also the cohesive and mutual assistance society, women's empowerment, and a cohesive society. There are so many projects and initiatives that I have to be in charge of. I really want to have a great cooperation with you in the audience so that I can make really progress in these different areas. At any rate, now the general election will be held soon. At the LDP, women's participation in politics became important topics, and now we have 40% of the women running as a candidate for the LDP, and thanks to the Mr. Koizumi's drive, now we have made a great progress in the women's increasing number of the candidates. Now, this is not really a satisfactory result yet, but I really would like to say that we are making a progress. Thank you very much for asking me to give and also giving me the opportunity to speak a little bit about it. So, Minister Mihara, thank you so much. So, Governor Koike and Minister Mihara had a great sisterhood. Thank you very much.
So
next to continue, we have Director General of Bureau of Environment, Tokyo Metropolitan Government, and Vice Governor-elect Akiko Matsumoto. Ms. Matsumoto, please. Hello, everyone. I am Akiko Matsumoto from Tokyo Metropolitan Government. Starting from 15th, I will be Vice Governor of Tokyo in charge of advancement of women's role. So I am yet to be officially assuming the post, but thank you very much for coming to this Vision Network. Japan-wide, we want to drive women's empowerment and enablement. So this conference is very important in that regard, and I am so happy to be able to spend some time with you here. And as has been mentioned, the power of women is essential in all sectors of the society, especially for the government. Yes, in front of us, we have a lot of issues and challenges. Fewer children, aging population, and disasters. And yes, as we sit here, there are leaders who are working to overcome from the disaster, and we also have challenges related to climate change. So, in order to build a sustainable future, we need women's viewpoints. But regardless of being men or women, we need to create an environment so that everyone is empowered. So, towards that end, under the leadership of Ms. Koike, we are trying to create an environment so that women can be empowered and be enabled. And as was mentioned, in the decision-making process, we want to involve more women. Otherwise, it's very difficult to change the society. And also, as Ms. Koike mentioned, one of the examples that we are working on, increasing the council members of Tokyo Metropolitan Government. We have been working. So there are several hundreds of councils, and the member, female members, as she said, we have grown to 46%. So 2 out of 1 is female. Sorry, 1 out of 2 is female. So that is what we are doing. And of course, it did not just grow without doing anything. 8 years when Ms. Koike came on board, there were only 1 in 8. And then we were given instructions to increase the number, and we also echoed her opinion and tried to increase based on various initiatives. And I was the head of division back then, and one manager of male said to another male staff, saying that if you make an effort, yes, you can achieve that level. So, which means that the strong mission of the leadership and also the willingness of all members, with this we can make anything happen. So today, your willingness and your encouragement, this will change the society. Therefore, let's work together to promote women so that we can develop the future. So I hope that today's discussion will turn out to be productive and hopefully will help your future activities. Thank you very much.
Matsumoto-sama どうもありがとうございました。
Matsumoto-san, thank you very much.
それでは続いて女性活躍推進に取り組まれていらっしゃいます株式会社リコ代表取締役会長山下義則様より
Company Chairman Representative Director Yoshinori Yamashita has given us a support message, so I would like to read the message on his behalf. Diversity in decision-making bodies is crucial to achieving a sustainable society in which everyone can thrive. In particular, it is necessary to expand opportunities to become female leaders for the next generation. In recent years, Ricoh has created female leaders in positions where women have not been promoted in the past, such as the heads of overseas plants, corporate planning department of headquarters, and the heads of branch offices of sales companies. In addition, Ricoh has established Joy at Work as its mission and vision. The aim is to enable a diverse range of employees, regardless of gender, in leader of or non-leader positions, to work autonomously and feel the joy of work. I believe that the Vision Network by women governors and mayors will be a great source and strength for women who aspire to become leaders. I will continue to implement measures that lead to the empowerment of women and the promotion of women's activities. So let us work together to realize a future where everyone can shine. October 12th, 2024, Ricoh Chairman Representative Yoshinori Yamashita. Yamashita-san, thank you very much for that support message.
以上で応援メッセージを終了さ
So
せて
that
い
will
ただきます。
conclude the supporting messages.
休憩を一旦挟み
We
ま
would
して
like to take a short break at this point and resume at 2:45. So the panel discussions and the subsessions will begin at 2:45. The panel discussion as well as the subsessions will be split into 5 themes. The main channel that you're listening to right now is about
共同行動という内容で行ってまいります。そしてチャンネル1は
Challenge and opportunities of women in leadership collective actions for social transformation. Channel 1, investing in women to drive innovation in regional areas. Channel 2, how Femtech can transform the future of organizations. Channel 3, the possibilities of learning for women to take the next step. Channel 4, breaking gender biases to create a society where everyone can thrive. So Channel 3 and Channel 4, panel discussion as well as the subcommittees and sessions will be streamed in English as well. So please connect to the channel that you wish to listen to. Once the venues are prepared, we would like to begin. So please connect to the channel that you would like to listen. So we will resume at 2:45. Thank you.
大野
野市は城下町の風情が漂う町の中にきめ細かい感じの地域資源が多くって、ある意味知れば知るほど面白いっていうんですかね。派手さはないんですけれども味わい深い方の地味な町なんですよっていうふうにお伝えするようにしています。観光関係のところはやっぱり細やかさとストーリーを仕立てていくことによって大野の味わい深さと魅力が出てくるんで、女性の人の勘どこよくイメージを出していくっていうことは大事かなというふうに思ってます。男の人だけじゃなくって女の人ももう自然に活躍していただけなければいけないっていうそういう世界に入ってきていると思います。私自身としては男だから女だからではなく私らしくやらせていただく、あとは私らしいリーダーシップしかやっぱり取れませんよねとずっと言い続けています。みんながもう一回見つめ直して好きになってもらって、みんなで大野らしく住み続けていくにはどうしたらいいのか、それがもう私の中でのテーマになってますね。大野の味わい深い人々とか見どころだとか、あるいは美味しい食に触れていただけたらと思います。
ルシツ村は農業と観光の村です。観光はルシツリゾートに代表され、農業は230ルシツで女性農業者の女性目線で高品質野菜が人気です。今後も PR 応援をしてまいります。
外ヶ浜町は自然豊かな一次産業を主要産業とする町です。最近は女性の管理職も増えつつあり、これからは意思決定を行う役職への女性参画を増やしてまいります。
仙台市では女性の活躍を推進するため、企業や地域の女性リーダーを育成するプログラムを実施しています。これからも人の活躍と町の成長が好循環を生み出す社会の包摂的な成長の実現に取り組んでまいります。
大平村は東北で唯一自立持続可能自治体となりました。子育て支援や定住促進に力を入れ、これからは女性の活躍もなお一層広げて頑張ってまいります。
遊佐町は海と山と川に恵まれ、鳥海山に育まれた豊かな大地とともに生きることができる町です。女性も生き生きと自分を表現して暮らせる町を目指していきます。
茨城県土浦市では女性リーダーの育成に取り組むなど元気な女性を応援しております。これからも女性が活躍できる社会を目指し全力で取り組んでまいります。一緒に頑張っていきましょ
う。栃木市では女性などの企業を支援するビジネスプランコンテストを毎年開催しております。この取り組みは歴史ある蔵の町に新しい風を吹き込み、栃木市のさらなる魅力を生み出しています。今後も女性のアイデアを生かした企業を応援してまいります。
那須烏山市では男女が共に働きやすい職場環境整備に取り組む市内企業を認定する制度を実施しております。今後もこのような取り組みを推進し、女性がその個性と能力を十分に発揮できる社会の実現を目指してまいります。
女性は社会を照らす太陽です。ぜひご自分の可能性を信じて前に一歩前進していきましょう。
目指すのは年齢や性別、国籍、障害の有無にかかわらず誰もが自分らしく輝ける社会。前橋に笑顔を。
新東村ではここ数年待機児童の解消に努めてまいりました。子育てなどの家庭生活と仕事の両立ができなければすべての女性の活躍は成し得ません。引き続き待機児童ゼロを目指して取り組んでまいります。
行田市では3歳未満の保育料無償化や子ども誰でも通園制度など子育て支援に力を入れています。これからもさまざまな取り組みを通して女性の活躍を応援していきます。
草加市では特技や好きなことを生かして起業する月3万円ビジネスを開催し、今年で10年目を迎えます。 起業したい、活躍したい女性たち、草加においで後押しします。
和光市地域ブランドの和光ブランドでは、女性経営者の方の商品も数多く認定しております。皆様と共に誰もが生き生きと輝ける社会の実現に向けて取り組んでまいります。
都会の利便性と田舎の自然、両方を兼ね備えた都会田舎ナンバーワン、埼玉県の蓮田市です。日頃から女性のパワーのみなぎりを感じています。これからも誰もが活躍する街を目指して、女性三角頑張りますね。
長瀞町では人、社会、自然のすべてが健康ではつらつとしている町、はつらつ長瀞を町の理想像に掲げて、人口の減少や少子高齢化などの課題に向き合い、いつまでも住み続けたいと思っていただけるような町づくりに取り組んでいます。
柏市では子育てをしながら働き続けることができる職場環境の整備に力を入れています。皆さん、これからも女性がより働きやすく、より活躍できる社会を作っていきましょう。
新たな発想、柔軟な機動力を生み出すため、女性の活躍を推進します。次年度は行政の女性管理職登用2割目標。
鎌ヶ谷市では子育て支援に力を入れております。本市は平成27年度から国基準での待機児童ゼロを継続しています。これからも女性が社会活動のしやすい環境づくりを推進してまいります。
二刀流が仕事と趣味はもう当たり前。副業、子育て、兼業、介護、性別なんて無関係に何刀流でも楽しめる時代にしていきましょう。まずは君津から。
多古町は待機児童中学生までの給食費、大学生までの医療費の3つのゼロや、公立病院での病児保育と子育て支援に力を入れています。女性が社会的に活動しやすい環境の充実を図ってまいります。
港区は世界中の知能、事業者、大使館が集積する高いポテンシャルあふれる国際都市です。女性が活躍できる場がたくさんあります。港区が一緒に日本をリードする未来を描きます。
こんにちは、江東区長の大久保智香です。女性の活躍推進は私の政治家としての原点の一つです。女性も男性も誰もが輝く未来をみんなの手で進めてまいりましょう。
品川区ではジェンダー平等と性の多様性を尊重し合う社会を実現するための条例を制定しました。条例名にジェンダー平等を冠したのも、条例の中に女性のエンパワーメントを明記したのも全国で2例目です。ジェンダーギャップのない社会を作り、そのバトンを次世代につないでいきましょう。
豊島区は女性と子どもに優しいまちづくりを推進しています。出産費用の実質無償化、待機児童ゼロの達成、学校給食費の無償化など、妊娠から出産子育て期まで切れ目のない支援を実施しています。今後も子どもを産みたい、子育てしながら社会で活躍し続けたいという方をはじめ、女性が元気に頑張れる環境づくりに頑張ります。
東京都北区は女性が自分らしく活躍し、輝きながら働き続けられる環境を整備するため、令和2年度に女性活躍推進協議会を設置いたしました。公民連携を強め、女性のキャリア形成と多様な働き方の支援を推進してまいります。
丸いポストの町、小平市です。新聞政治学小田猫さん創設の学術大学があります。小平市は男女共同参画を推進してまいります。
皆さんこんにちは。東大和市長の和知ひとみです。当市では昨年女性の再就職応援宣言を行い、出産や育児、介護などで離職した女性の採用を積極的に行っています。よろしくお願いいたします。 東京都日の出町では3割が女性職員です。そしてこの3年間で2名の女性管理職がようやく誕生しました。町長や課長は性別を問う仕事ではありません。男女を問わず誰もが持てる力を発揮できる社会となるよう前に進んでまいりましょう。
近年、三宅島では起業し活躍する女性が増えています。女性視点を生かしたビジネス展開は地域経済に新しい風を吹き込んでいます。この流れをさらに広げることで、女性が自らの可能性を十分に発揮できる社会を推進していきます。
座間市は製造業が盛んな町です。最近では女性の担い手も増えています。これからも様々な分野で女性が活躍できる優しい社会を構築し、日本一元気で楽しい町を目指します。
二宮町は子どもを真ん中に1000年続く循環する町づくりを進めていきます。女性が活躍する社会の実現に向けて、ぜひ皆様頑張っていきましょう。
鴨市はようやくですが男女共同参画推進条例の制定に向けて準備を進めるとともに、男女共同参画推進計画を着実に推進していくための体制を整備していきます。
津南町では政治分野の女性参画が進んでいます。首長も女性、議員は3割以上が女性です。時代の変化に対応する観点からも、あらゆる分野での男女共同参画を着実に進めてまいります。
女性の就業率が高く、健康長寿日本一の長野県にあって、女性にとってどんなライフステージでも働きやすい環境を作ってまいりたいと思っています。
岐南町は都市化が進んだ便利でコンパクトな町です。そして合計特殊出生率は岐阜県内ナンバー1。子育て真っ最中の私がこの町で子ども真ん中を実現します。
島田市は明治9年、日本で初めて女性が参政権を行使した町であります。10年前から市内の一般女性が参加する女性議会を開催するなど、女性が活躍する社会を応援しています。
碧南市は醸造、養業、自動車関連、エネルギー関連、そして農業、漁業など調和の取れた産業構造の町で、女性も各分野で活躍しています。これまで以上に女性活躍を応援していきます。
愛知県
さあそれではですね、お時間になりましたので始めてまいりましょう。このメイン会場ではですね、女性リーダーシップの挑戦と可能性、社会変革の
the challenges and opportunities of women in leadership, collective actions for social transformation. That is the title of this panel discussion, and I'm going to serve you as a moderator. My name is Tanimoto of Forbes Japan. So in this main hall, we have invited special guests. Thank you so much for coming. And these are next generation leaders, junior and senior high school students, and also college students are here. Thank you very much for coming.
中学生の方、
Junior high schooler, please raise your hand. Junior high schoolers.
ありがとうございます。また
Thank
後で
you.
お話伺いたいです。
I would like to ask you, high schoolers.
高校生が多いんですね。
Okay, many high
よろしくお願いいたします。
schoolers. Thank
大
you.
学生の方
And then college students.
いらっしゃいますね。
Okay.
ありがとうございます。今日は学生さんのたく
I'm so happy that we have young audiences here. Hope to give you some insights from us. And during the Q&A session, I hope that you can ask some questions. As you know, the challenges and opportunity of the women in the leadership, and when you look at the gender gap, we are very much behind, like 100 and somewhere around that position. So how can we change ourselves as Japan? So the leaders here on the stage has been working hard to change the environment, and I think that we can learn from that how they came into this position. So we really want to make the country and also the world is going to be more diversified and an affluent society. So I would like to introduce today's panelists. First of all, from the ambassadors. From Mexico, United Mexican States, Ms. Melba Priya, Ambassador of the United Mexican States. And next is from the Rwanda, the Ms. Mukasine Marie-Claire, Ambassador of the Republic of Rwanda to Japan. And then from the Chiba Prefecture, the Mayor of Tako, Ms. Tomiko Hirayama. And the Mayor of Shinagawa City, Ms. Kyoko Morisawa. And from Osaka, the Mayor of Daito, Ms. Nobuko Osaka. And then we would like to introduce business leaders. The Ms. Shimizu Tokiko, the former director of the Bank of Japan and director of the Toyota Industries Corporation, and also from a Mentor 4 CEO, Ms. Masako Ikehaya. So we have such a wonderful panelists on the stage. Okay, without further ado, I'd like to start the panel discussion. So this is about the challenges and opportunities of women in leadership. So you have been challenging in the world. So what type of issues and what type of difficulties you face, and also how did you overcome those things? So I'd like you to share these experiences. The time is limited, so I must ask you to make a short comment. So first of all, I would like to ask Ambassador Melba Priya. So you have made the women's empowerment in over 40 years of your experience in the businesses, and you have been working on the promotion of the inclusion in the area of the politics. So Ambassador Melba Priya, so how did you overcome the issues and the problems so far?
Much and welcome everybody. Let me tell you three things about Mexico, not about myself, but about Mexico. We just had elected the first woman president. We had 200 years of male presidents. In Mexico, the president is more or less the same as the prime minister, but she is the head of state and the head of government. We have half of our cabinet are women, half of the cabinet are men. We have 40% of governors, and yes, only 6% of mayors. You have to change the law to make that happen, and you have to have everybody participating. 62% of all Mexicans that are in the voting age came out and voted. Maybe for you it's going to be a little early, but talk to your parents, talk to your neighbors, and make them vote in the next election. We have 40% of women possible candidates in one party, and I'm sure many others in another party. So that is very important. The first week that my president was in office, The first thing she did was to send to the Diet, we call it Parliament, Congress, to the Diet, a paper saying that women and men should be paid equally for the work they do. In Mexico, still 16% of women earn less than men. But in Japan, it is 30%. So it's very, very high. Again, you need to change. There is a difficulty if we talk about work. Women dedicate 43 hours in a week to household. Men dedicate only 16 hours to housework. So young men help more. And it is very important that education. I was just having a talk with 4 of my best friends, and we have a midwife, a biologist, an artist, she's sleeping. The artists are always in the, an artist, and engineer for doing animation. So these are 4 women that are there, so education is very important. And my last comment is social. We need to change the idea that women cannot do it. Women, our mothers, brought us all up, and they can do it. So it is very important that we change the idea that the participation of women in economics is not important. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was so insightful. So let's discuss a little later. So let's continue. So Mukashine Marie-Claire, Your Excellency, same question to you.
Merci beaucoup. C'est un grand plaisir de pouvoir participer à ce réseau et surtout avoir une audience des jeunes. C'est vraiment quelque chose de très important parce que quand nous parlons de la participation de la femme dans les pouvoirs de décision, il faut regarder le futur.
Getting involved in decision-making process, we have to foresee the future. So today, of course, our future is dependent on you, the students here today. So you have these governors and mayors in front of you. So please advance yourself and so that you'll be involved in decision-making process. So Rwanda is a small country and the population is 13 million and 50% is women. So this country went through genocide back in 1990s, and this was against Tutsi tribe. And 1 million people were massacred. And through this, there has been a lot of implications. So the social situation declined, and it was quite challenging to recover from that tragedy. And now, after 30 years, after this genocide, our country, now we see female Diet members, and we have a majority of females in this parliament. So it was a long way, but we were able to achieve a majority in the lower house, 63% is women, and in the upper house, 53% are female. So the high officials of the government, yes, we have more than half female, and the government, the mayor, vice mayor, deputy mayor, deputy governor, and governors, we have more than 50% female. We were able to realize this because of the following 3 points. First, was all Rwanda people regardless of being a male and female, we need to ensure equal rights. And with the guarantee of equal rights were in the Constitution, and for instance, inheritance right or right for property, female did not have these rights, but the Constitution was amended, and now female owns property and also has right to inherit and access to education. This also have expanded, and now female has a lot of opportunities for education. And now we also have quota system. And traditionally, our culture is that women is not prioritized. So that is why in the Congress we have quota system to promote women. And another point that I would like to mention is the introduction of a policy, and this has to do with creation of a ministry of gender, household, and women. And this ministry looks after whether all the laws and regulations are being complied with. And also we are promoting the education of female in the farmlands, in the agricultural sector as well. And also we have financial project for women. So families and regional societies are being revitalized, focusing on women. And there was political belief. That is why we were able to come thus far. And in 2016, the decision-making process having a female involved. So this is the right of a female that was announced by our president for the development of the nation. The involvement and participation of women is very critical. Those were the words of our president. So thank you very much. Yes, equal rights for male and female, and to be prescribed in the Constitution. And because of the enforcement, there has been a lot of advancement and empowerment of women. And the basis of that is the strong belief, and the belief of the leaders are extremely important. Thank you. So now, I'd like to ask the same question to governors and mayors. So, Tomiko Hirayama, please. Yes, I am from Katori-gun, Tako-cho, from Chiba Prefecture. So close to Narita Airport, we are located. We have 13,500 people, very small town, and in Chiba Prefecture, after 100 years of the history, I am the first female mayor for villages. And the more rural you are, it's difficult for female to become mayors. So what can women do? So that is still the bias. So let me explain how I overcome this. There are two at a high level. For one thing, I was a school teacher. Therefore, after I became a principal, and then I became a mayor of the town. And the communication capability that I gained through previous job, and I was interacting with children, commending people to develop and raise motivation, and also being good at coaching. I think these were some of the skill sets that I had. So based on that, I made a clear vision and showed the direction that we should move towards. And women, when it comes to childbearing and household, and also involved in the community. So women women tend to have good coordination capability and proceed with initiatives. So I was good at it. So I used these capabilities to drive organization and achieve results. I had focused on this.
So although the town is small, we have put emphasis on child bearing, and we have been awarded for this effort. And since we are close to Narita Airport from Australia, we have managed to welcome a logistics company from Australia into our town as well for operations. And so now, even if I say to women that perhaps you have potential to become a leader, and many women say that, no, I don't think I'll be a good fit, and that's still the response. So, for instance, urban planning as well as town planning, offering these opportunities to women, I think is critical because that will allow them to begin their career, and that is my focus for my town at the moment. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now I'd like to move on to Morisawa-san. Yes. So I am from Shinagawa Ward. My name is Morisawa. So the biggest surprise since I was appointed, Koike-san mentioned that the council members are now 46%, but those involved in these councils in my ward is very, very limited. And in terms of age, a lot of elderly men were members. So it's been 2 years since I've been appointed this role, and I've been preaching that we need to increase the ratio of women and we need to increase the ratio of young people as well, including college students. So in other words, having these young people and having diversity at a place where decisions are made is critical. So I started with increasing women as well as the younger generation. So that's my focus right now. And for decision makers, for the first time, the education head is now a woman, newly appointed. And so these people involved in decision-making roles, we need more women. I'm trying to appoint more women. And that allows a diverse or multifaceted discussion at meetings as well, which will actually lead to better quality service for the citizens. Thank you. So from Osaka City, Daito Town, Osaka-san. So I am from Osaka, and my name is also Osaka, a bit confusing. But I'm mayor of Daito City, but my name is Osaka. But anyways, since I was appointed leader, it's actually been only 5 months, so I'm still a newcomer in this field. However, this Daito City, I have worked for 34 years at the City Hall, and so I have been supporting the life of the citizens, and I was working in the social services division. So the second year of the Heisei era, this was in 1990, when I first joined public service, it was virtually all men. And I remember being overwhelmed that everyone around me were men. So I was working out in the field, and I climbed the ranks, and I heard the word, "You're a woman, you're a woman," and I told myself that I should not be discouraged, and I remembered my mother's words, as she is close to. She was born back in 1940, and I think that all of you here have not been born. Maybe your grandmothers were already with us, but my mother had worked all her life, and she had brought us up, my siblings as well, while she was working. And so they created a child care center as well as after-school services for children because the parents were not home. So they created their own environment to allow them to continue to work. And so they were the pioneers. And that is why now I can also work alongside child-bearing as well. So I feel that if I feel too discouraged and do not continue my path, I will actually drop the baton that was handed to me. So that's how I continued my motivation. So now I'm the mayor of Daito City, and the women that follow my path, and also the younger generation as well. I want to widen the road, the pathway as much as possible, and I do want to become a role model for that. So at Daito City, I want to create an environment where women find it much more easier to work, and where the young generation can feel that this is extremely encouraging work. So thank you.
So we would
like to move on to listen from to corporate representatives. Same question to you, Shimizu-san. Thank you. So for 37 years, I was working at BOJ, the Bank of Japan, the central bank. And there are 2 points that I take with me from this experience. I would like to echo what Nelba said just in the beginning. So one is change of ideas, changing your surroundings. So changing that mindset that, okay, women cannot fulfill this role, or women will probably not be good at this or that. So there is a specific bias surrounding us. So this is something that needs to be changed, and it can only be changed through networking. So it's, in other words, changing your surroundings. The second point, which I would like to explain a bit more in detail, is about changing your inner self. So leaders are not born overnight. So that is something I can say from my experience. It's about these daily small decisions accumulated over the days and years, and then finally people around you acknowledge that yes, she is a leader. So when I was at the Takamatsu branch, so there was this tree that had fallen over. Do we cut it down, or do we replant it? So it's the same as persuading this person that has left work. Do you persuade them to come back early? So these very little decisions, and you go through these decisions and make these reliable decisions, and ultimately that creates the platform for that person to be qualified as a leader. So changing your surroundings, you have to work on that, and you have to change your own mentality as well. So if you want to be a leader in the future, then do not forget that these little decision-making activities need to be solid and concrete.
Thank you very much. So you really have to act as a leader, and then the surrounding people will approve that you are the leaders. Okay, then moving on to the mentor for CEO. So I am the entrepreneur, and of course I met lots of difficulties. The most difficult one was I worked in a company and I started my own company. I was over 30 years old, and I was thinking whether I have a child or not. I was thinking if I start having children, then maybe I cannot really develop my career. And when I was pregnant, almost 10 months, and my husband was requested to go overseas. And 2.5 years, I stayed in Japan on my own and reared children and developed the children. And after that, we had to work in Germany. So I was going back and forth between Germany and Japan. And so I have been living both in Germany and also Japan. But now I'm 100% here in Japan. But I'm echoing Shimizu-san, but I have to change my mindset. Like, maybe I cannot do it. Or some of the bias that I had in my mind really really suppressed my capability. Like options are not really just one, A or B. We can have both A and B, like having children and also enjoying my work. So I always think of a plan C, such as when I'm bringing my son to Germany and I can work over there and also sometimes can come home. So what I would say is just make the third option. You just don't have to select either option A or B. There is only plan C, and you can really enjoy your own career and also life. Okay, so now I would like to open up the floor, and we have a great next generation leader here on the audience. So I'd like to ask the students to ask a question to the panelists. So, without further ado, anyone? Would you like to ask a question? Please raise your hand. And then, okay, please wait until the microphone is brought to you. I have a question to Ms. Shimizu. You mentioned in your article like women are weak in numbers, so we have lots of bias against women in Japan. So how can we eliminate these bias? Thank you for your question. Yes, it is a very critical point. We have to eliminate the bias of the society. You have to change your own mindset or bias. So women are weak in STEM or women are weak in numbers, and that's such a strong bias, and we really have to change this idea. But the critical thing is the people's mind. So when other people say the woman is weak in numbers, and some women just cannot talk back to that. Like when someone says you are not good in numbers, and then you believe yourself that you cannot, and then that's very bad. And some people are strong in numbers, and some people are strong in STEM. So even though other people say, I don't think you can do it, then you can say you can talk back. It is almost like the talking back, and then you cannot really yield to the other people. You really have to say that you want to do this. Thank you. That was encouraging words. So you have to make yourself strength, and you really can take a countermeasure. So, okay, and lady on the front row, I have a question to two ambassadors. So by having more women working in the society, what would be the benefit and what would be the drawbacks? And also the women's leadership, what do you think that it can give a benefit to the diplomacy and also the relation among the countries? Then Ms. Marie-Claire first.
Merci beaucoup pour la très bonne question. Au niveau diplomatique, je pourrais dire que
Thank you very much. It's a very good question. As for diplomacy, women participate in the politics. There is a great benefit. I am an ambassador, and the role of the ambassador is very critical because I am representing my country, and also I participate as a negotiator. And also, the woman ambassador has a special feature in the negotiation field. I can be very humane, reconciliatory type of the tone can be utilized, and then we are very good at negotiation. And women can voice many different opinions. Man-only world, having a woman in that circle, new idea can be brought in. And when more women work in the decision-making arena, the more diversity we have for the ideas. And another critical thing is that the network, such as this, I am participating as an ambassador, but if there is no female ambassador in Japan, then there will be no ambassador to participate this because this is the female network. So being the female is a good thing, and when the women are there for any organization, it is very important, especially for diplomacy. It is very effective. Therefore, that the hope to have more women participating in the diplomacy.
ありがとうございました。ではメルバさんいかがでしょうか。Thank you very much.
So, Melba-san, please.
You have here fantastic mayors. Let me echo them. They were teachers. They were working as social workers. All of their life, they have brought change in their environments. Women are more transformative leaders. We are self-serving leaders. It doesn't matter that Madame was number 2 or 3 or 5 in the Bank of Japan. She decided to stop and do something transformative for other leaders. We have a head of the Mexico Bank. We have a head of the higher, how do you call it, the Supreme Court. They have to transform everything for other generations to come. If you don't change the law, as my colleague from Rwanda said, there will not be a possibility for young women to become politicians. And women that become politicians progress legislation that will benefit the next generation. That is a way of being woman. It doesn't mean that men don't do it. Also men do it. But it is women that have it in them to be transformative. We transform ourselves biologically much more than men in our lifetime. It is within our biology. So maybe later I can say something about diplomacy, but that's the point.
ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much. So, regardless, assuming important positions amongst those minority females, and these people are working to improve for the future and become a person who could send the baton to the better generation of the future. So, next question, please. Please bring the microphone. I have a question to Morisawa-san. I belong to a student council, and I am the only one in my grade. And also consecutively, we have had 3 female presidents. So I am supporting them, but I believe cooperation between men and women are necessary. So this is a small school environment, but in the social transformation arena, where do you think the cooperation among genders are most important? I see. So you belong to a student council, and you are the only one, only a male in the executive. And yes, of course, you need to focus on your capabilities, but of course, there are different views for male and female. So please don't hesitate to make comments and speak up. And in the society, yes, there still is a gender gap that we need to solve in Japan, and female tend to be minority in Japan, which means that people feel very challenged in sending their lives. And I think this is not only a female, but when it comes to male, male has to be like male. So that's what people say. So maybe some male are feeling challenges in sending their lives as well. So regardless of the gender, whoever it is, I think we need to create an environment so that anyone will not feel too much challenged. So this gender gap is not all about female or male, but I think together we will be able to solve these social issues. So I have a lot of expectations on you. Okay, thank you very much. So very good questions, very interesting questions. So maybe one final question from the audience. Yes, please. I have a question to Ikehara-san. So we have a lot of male leaders, but why did you decide to start your own business? Well, honestly speaking, thank you very much for the question. It's not that I started a business to become a leader. I had a thing that I wanted to do, and I had a dream. I wanted to change the society, and I started to think about how I can change the society. So, for instance, there are very few female role models, and I'm sure it is stimulating for you because you are students to meet these capable women in front of you. But I didn't have any of these role models around me, so I was thinking, how could I meet these role models? And I realized that maybe I can start a business for the matching. And then I realized that there were a lot of females that I could approach, and leader is not just leading the team, but it is to create a dream and also to work for the betterment of the society. So with that in mind, I hope that you will drive forward. Well, thank you very much for good questions. So we do not have much time left. So maybe a final words from everyone. And also, when it comes to female leaders, we only have few. So if you have any advice or any message to us. So let's start from farthest from myself, maybe less than 1 minute or so, please.
Okay, so go ahead, please. So, like you, when you are young, having these experiences is extremely important, I think. And I would like to repeat networking as well as teamwork. So, in other words, engage the people around you. And if you engage in a certain amount of people, the path will be cultivated for you. So I think that's very important. Engagement. Morisawa-san, go ahead. So dissolving gender gap is a major social issue here in Japan, and I do not want to leave this challenge to the next generation. So if you may be encountering bias and prejudice, but please do not falter and pursue your own paths. Thank you. Osaka-san. So do not set a line saying that this is as far as I can go. Believe in that and challenge yourself with anything and everything. And Melba-san?
Don't take no for an answer. Do it, do it, do it, do it. And if I may echo Shimazu and Ikehara-san, networking and role models are very important. So I have a program where I have young women being ambassadors for 1 day. Maybe majors can put it into activity also and invite 1 or 2 girls in their constituency to be mayors for a day. You can do it, both young, old, women, men. Society is for everybody.
ありがとうございます。
さあでは続いて、はい、昔ねバリー・クレールさんお願いします。
Je vais terminer en disant que d'abord,
So, one last word, if I may.
en vous-même. C'est très important.
Please believe in yourself, be confident. I think this is most critical, so please be confident in yourself.
You can make it.
Believe that you can do anything. And again, I repeat that this is extremely important. And one more point, you have the luxury of living here. You have the luxury to become leaders. You have the potential, you have the capability to do so. So look at your role models, find your role model, and mentor others as well. Mentoring somebody and mentorship is extremely important. Role models are extremely important as well. Find that role model and follow that path as well. And on one last note, to realize your dreams, speak of your dreams to men as well, and approach your dreams with men as well, because we complement each other. Men and women complement each other. So invite men, share your vision with them as well. We have to approach forward hand in hand. Thank you. Shimizu-san, yes, so when I was in grade school, high school, and college, I was thinking back, and to be honest, I did not really think about this gender challenge all that seriously. And after working close to 30 years, in hindsight, did I really seriously approach this challenge? Probably not. I was thinking about that right now. But there is one thing that I was able to continue doing is enjoy my life. Enjoying my life. It's your life. And if your life is not fun, then approaching social challenges will become very difficult. So your day-to-day lives, your dreams, enjoy it. Enjoy your life. And I think that is the backdrop to everything, first and foremost. And then on top of that, there are a lot of gaps, not just gender gaps, around the world. So contribute to how you can fulfill that gap, and that might also be a personal mission for Yos. But the backdrop to all of this is enjoy your life. Thank you, Ikehara-san. There is a word that an astronaut phrased, illustrate your dream that can reach the moon. And perhaps it might not reach the moon, but you might reach a star or a comet nearby. And don't diminish your dream just because you're a girl or just because you're a boy or you're a woman. Please believe your dream, follow that dream, expand that dream, do not give up. And perhaps along the way, you might be challenged with the gender bias or gap, but as long as you have that concrete dream, you can move forward. Thank you. So thank you very much for the short messages, and I think we can probably make the allocated time, but this is the sixth time I'm participating in the Vision Network, so I've been here from the first time. And the waiting room is extremely fun, and once we see each other, we're friendly immediately. And because of my job, 90% or 99% of the time, most of the leaders and corporate leaders are men. And with an event or a conference that is a majority of men, that friendly atmosphere does not exist. I'm not negating the men, but with these big challenges, these social challenges and climate change and so forth, no longer can just one leader solve all these challenges. It means that everybody has to join hands and overcome these challenges. So this the sort of the winner-takes-all mentality of men, the strong reign, that concept no longer exists in the next era. So I think women have the talent to overcome these small challenges and these big challenges as well. So regardless of gender, creating that resonation or that empathy amongst each other and creating that harmony and overcoming the challenges together, I think will lead us to a brighter and better world. So for the next generation leaders, all of us on the stage are looking so much forward to what you can do in the future. And let us create a better future and a better planet. So on that note, we would like to conclude this panel discussion. Please give a big round of applause to the panelists on stage. Thank you.
リーダーの積極的な活動によって街が変わっていくとか新しい取り組みができるっていうことはあると思いますんで、若手だから女性だからこそできることの一つなのかもしれないと思います。より多様な人材、より経済的文化的に活躍している人が行政に携わるということはとても大事だと思っています。Iターンした女性の活躍の場という事例が一つあって、もともと地域おこし協力隊で津南町に来てくれて、で、とても津南ファンになってくれて住み続けてくれたんですが、今移住コーディネーターとして活躍して協力企業とか個人の皆さんが彼女の下でいろいろなチャレンジをしてるっていう感じで頑張っております。どんどんこれから女性リーダーが出てくると思いますんで、女性視点の施策がどんどん生まれてくるようにはしたいと思っています。最近農業施設が観光スポットになると思っていて、私たち雪室があるんですが、津南町のその暮らしというかライフスタイルの深いところをお伝えするためにも、新たな観光スポットの一つとしてぜひ売り出していきたいと思っています。
愛知県初の女性首長として私がリーダーとしての役割をしっかりと果たすことで、性別を問わず意欲のある人が活躍できる社会にしていきたいです。日本一平均年齢の若い町長久手市で頑張ります。
鈴鹿市では女性が生き生きと社会や地域で活躍できるよう関係機関と連携し、基本計画に沿ってあらゆる分野の環境整備に取り組んでいます。皆さん、令和モデルの実現に向け一緒に頑張りましょう。
明和町は飛鳥時代から平安時代にかけて伊勢神宮に仕えた皇族女性西洋が暮らした祭宮があった地です。あらゆる分野において女性が活躍できるよう取り組んでいきたいと思います。
皆さんこんにちは、八幡市長です。私は子育て当事者世代の女性としての意見をまちづくりに反映し、男女共同参画社会の実現を目指してまいります。
池田市では男性女性それぞれのライフステージに応じた事業や多文化共生事業を実施し、ダイバーシティ社会を推進しています。誰もが自己実現できる環境づくりを進めてまいります。
ここは大東市にあります森駅という複合施設で、コンビニ連携で作られたこのエリアには北欧風の素敵なレストランやお店、そして市営住宅があります。他にも女性の皆さんが足を運びたくなるようなおしゃれなポイントがいっぱいあります。女性の皆さんが生き生きと輝ける日本一元気な街大東をこれからも目指してまいります。皆様ぜひ大東市にお越しください。
明石海峡を望む明石市から、誰一人取り残さない優しいまちづくりを進めています。タイ、タコも美味しいですよ。
宝塚歌劇団の本拠地である兵庫県宝塚市は
ダリアとスミレの花咲く文化芸術の街です。女性が活躍しやすい環境を育んできたこの街が、今後も女性が光り輝く街であり続けるよう取り組んでまいります。
美浜町には元気に活躍する女性個人事業主がたくさんいます。起業する人に対し、町は補助金を出して支援体制を整えています。これからも女性が輝けるよう応援していきます。
琴浦町は1万6000人の小さな町ですが、住みたい田舎ランキングで2年連続総合第1位の評価をいただきました。子育て世代はもとよりシニア世代、若者世代にも住みよい町です。誰もが生きがいを持って輝ける町づくりに取り組んでまいりたいと思います。
伝統的建造物群保存地区に象徴される美しい町並み、多様な特産品など個性と魅力あふれる町、倉敷市では活力ある持続可能な町づくりを推進するため、さらなる女性活躍に取り組んでまいります。
笠岡市は市民が愛着を持ち、暮らしてよかったと思える町を目指しています。町づくりのさまざまな場面で女性のさらなる活躍を推進していきます。
四国の真ん中、剣山と吉野川に育まれた桃源郷三好市。私にとって老若男女すべての市民の協力と活躍が大事です。幸福度の高い町として頑張ります。
皆さんこんにちは。福岡県中央部にある人口約7000人の小竹町です。住みたい、育てたい、訪ねたい、あなたが主役、幸せ実感小竹町。どうぞ皆様お越しください。
日田市は美しい森、豊かな水、歴史と文化、おいしい農産物、ものづくりの技術に恵まれ、お祭りが大好きで子供にあったかな町です。市民と一緒に多様性が尊重され、女性も男性も誰もが自分らしく生きられる町を目指します。
中城村は子育て支援に力を入れております。人口増加率も県内では最も高く、今後も女性が安心して働ける環境づくりに取り組みます。
輸出村は農業と観光の村です。観光は輸出リゾートに代表され、農業は230輸出で、女性農業者の女性目線で高品質野菜が人気です。今後も PR 応援をしてまいります。
外ヶ浜町は自然豊かな一次産業を主要産業とする町です。最近は女性の管理職も増えつつあり、これからは意思決定を行う役職への女性参画を増やしてまいります。
仙台市では女性の活躍を推進するため、企業や地域の女性リーダーを育成するプログラムを実施しています。これからも人の活躍と町の成長が好循環を生み出す社会の包摂的な成長の実現に取り組んでまいります。
大平村は東北で唯一自立持続可能自治体となりました。子育て支援や定住促進に力を入れ、これからは女性の活躍もなお一層広げて頑張ってまいります。
遊佐町は海と山と川に恵まれ、鳥海山に育まれた豊かな大地とともに生きることができる町です。女性も生き生きと自分を表現して暮らせる町を目指していきます。
茨城県土浦市では女性リーダーの育成に取り組むなど、元気な女性を応援しております。これからも女性が活躍できる社会を目指し、全力で取り組んでまいります。一緒に頑張っていきましょ
う。栃木市では女性などの企業を支援するビジネスプランコンテストを毎年開催しております。この取り組みは歴史ある蔵の町に新しい風を吹き込み、栃木市のさらなる魅力を生み出しています。今後も女性のアイデアを生かした企業を応援してまいります。
那須烏山市では男女が共に働きやすい職場環境整備に取り組む市内企業を認定する制度を実施しております。今後もこのような取り組みを推進し、女性がその個性と能力を十分に発揮できる社会の実現を目指してまいります。
女性は社会を照らす太陽です。
ぜひご自分の可能性を信じて前に一歩前進していきましょ
う。目指すのは年齢や性別、国籍、障害の有無にかかわらず誰もが自分らしく輝ける社会。前橋に笑顔を。
新東村ではここ数年待機児童の解消に努めてまいりました。子育てなどの家庭生活と仕事の両立ができなければ全ての女性の活躍は成し得ません。引き続き待機児童ゼロを目指して取り組んでまいります。
行田市では3歳未満の保育料無償化や子ども誰でも通園制度など子育て支援に力を入れています。これからもさまざまな取り組みを通して女性の活躍を応援していきます。
草加市では特技や好きなことを生かして起業する月3万円ビジネスを開催し、今年で10年目を迎えます。起業したい、活躍したい女性たち、草加においで後押しします。
和光市地域ブランドの和光ブランドでは女性経営者の方の商品も数多く認定しております。皆様と共に誰もが生き生きと輝ける社会の実現に向けて取り組んでまいります。
都会の利便性と田舎の自然、両方を兼ね備えた都会田舎No.1、埼玉県の蓮田市です。日頃から女性のパワーのみなぎりを感じています。これからも誰もが活躍する街を目指して女性三角頑張りますね。
長瀞町では人、社会、自然のすべてが健康ではつらつとしている町、はつらつ長瀞を町の理想像に掲げて人口の減少や少子高齢化などの課題に向き合い、いつまでも住み続けたいと思っていただけるような町づくりに取り組んでいます。
柏市では子育てをしながら働き続けることができる職場環境の整備に力を入れています。皆さん、これからも女性がより働きやすく、より活躍できる社会を作っていきましょう。
新たな発想、柔軟な機動力を生み出すため、女性の活躍を推進します。次年度は行政の女性管理職登用2割目標。
鎌ヶ谷市では子育て支援に力を入れております。本市は平成27年度から国基準での待機児童ゼロを継続しています。これからも女性が社会活動のしやすい環境づくりを推進してまいります。
二刀流が仕事と趣味はもう当たり前。副業、子育て、兼業、介護、性別なんて無関係に。
皆様お待たせいたしました。これより宣言文の発表を行ってまいります。
Now we would like to declare the Vision Network's declaration. So declaration of Vision Network by women governors and mayors. As a member of the Vision Network by women governors and mayors, we declare that we will take the lead in developing the following initiative to realize a society where women shine. Number one, we will take the lead in promoting women's participation in decision-making in all areas of society, including politics and the economy. Number two, we will promote awareness throughout society so that everyone, regardless of gender, can play an active role in further revitalizing the community. Number three, we will focus our efforts on nurturing the next generation so that they will be the leaders of a bright future, utilizing the expertise we have accumulated as female leaders. So we will actively share best practices from this year's Vision Network, which was held under the theme of investment to empower women and realization of an inclusive world, and exchange ideas for the new initiatives. So that was the declaration of the Vision Network by women governors and mayors.
それでは最後に
So, in closing, on behalf of the organizer, Tokyo Governor Yuriko Koike will deliver final remarks. Ms. Koike, please. Thank you very much. So today, this was the sixth Vision Network. I hope you enjoyed this conference. As we exchanged information, I'm sure there were a lot of things that we became aware of. And I hope that you will get more positive attitudes and drive forward with your efforts. Thank you very much for the keynote, and also Your Excellencies, ambassadors, thank you very much for participating in the breakout session. And now we have this wonderful declaration statement. So going forward, we would like to exchange good practices, and we also would like to complement each other and also change the game together. So regardless, we would like to continue to pioneer the future. It's always the people. So diversity and sustainable society needs to be realized. Towards that end, half of the population is represented by females, so women will have to do their best as well. So together, we would like to push forward. So I went to Kite in front of Tokyo Station, and I did a little shopping. And there was coffee from Mexico and honey from Bulgaria, and also there are special produce from different regions. So the economies of each region we can support in such a way, and also I have sent some Tokyo staff to Yamagata Prefecture, and we never know what kind of disaster will hit us, and I'm sure we would like to help each other through this Vision Network. So that's one way of how we can leverage this network, and we would like to extract the brilliant aspect of each cities and towns, and I hope that this will lead to improvement of a better administration of all local governments. So, thank you very much for the cooperation, and also I'd like to extend my thanks to Japan Chamber of Commerce and Industry and Tokyo Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So together, let's work hard. Thank you very much.
ありがとうございました。
Ms. Koike, thank you very much.
またご登壇いただきました皆様も
And
本当にありが
everyone
とうござい
on
まし
the
た。
stage, thank you once again.
今回で6回目となるビジョンネットワークですが、女性活躍推進のための投資とインクルーシブな社会の実現に向けてをテーマに。
This year, the theme was investment to empower women of realization of an inclusive world. And we had many corporate leaders, as well as mayors and governors, as well as ambassadors. We heard keynote speeches, as well as we heard discussions at panel discussion, and also throughout the breakout sessions as well. And so many insightful discussions were made, and how can we actually realize a sustainable society as well as vitalize the local communities. Many ideas were exchanged, and I would like to thank all of the participants. And on that note, this would conclude the sixth Vision Network by women governors and mayors. And as we did last year, we had the Vision Network online marché. This will be open online until the end of January next year. And so if you purchase more than 2,980 yen worth of products, the delivery fee will be free. So details are listed on the official homepage. And for those that have tuned in online, we request that you cooperate with filling in a survey as well. And so we do have a survey button on the official homepage as well. So once again, thank you very much for your attendance today.